hi Year 10. I've got the dummy data set open that is in our OneNote on the assessment tab to show you how to work your data in Excel. So this is not anyone's data in the class, but it will look a little bit similar to yours. So if you have a look at that dummy data tab, and if you click on the Excel sheet, it will take you through to this, and I'll show you that in class today. You'll have 3 columns: gender, reaction time, and concentration. Now, what you can do is, if you're not being able to see the words at the top, if you go up to the top where, and see how my cursor here has changed from a white cross to a black and white cross with arrows on the end, I can then click on the edge of that B cell and click on my mouse and basically drag that cell along so I can see the topic or the title. Otherwise, what you can do is pop your little X there and go double tick, double click, and it will do that for you, and it just takes it to the biggest size needed. So there's our data. What we want to do is highlight everything. So you need to use your mouse or hold your shift key down and your arrow and highlight everything. So my data, when I go down, has got 101 rows in there. The dummy data set has, your data might be a little bit different for the assessment task. Once I've done that, I want to sort that data, because what you'll notice is that data has got males and females mixed together in that first column. And for the assessment task, start that again, someone's just come into the classroom. So you'll see that the data in the first row has got males and females mixed up. And in our analysis of our data, we need to look at the males and the females separately. So what you should have done is highlighted that data. I'll just do it again because mine's come unhighlighted. And what you'll see at the top of your spreadsheet is a heap of tabs. And there's many ways to do this, and if you know how to do this another way, or your family is great with Excel, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go data and click on my data tab, and what you'll see here is a sort. We can sort by arrows, but I want to click on the sort because I want to sort something specifically. So I'm going to click on sort, and what that allows me to do is say, well, what do I actually want to sort? I want to sort the gender column, or column A. So I want to sort by column that's called gender. And what that will do, it will sort it, in this case, A to Z. So alphabetically, F comes before M, so females will come before male. I can flick that to Z to A, so I can do what I like it to do. So if I do that and click OK, what you'll see your data now has done is it's ranked all the females first, and then it's gone and popped all the males in. So once you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the male data. I'm going to go to the first male data, and I'm going to go and highlight all that male data right down to the bottom, and I'm going to cut it. So you can go right click, cut, or Control X, like you would in Word, and you're going to cut that data, and we're going to move it a couple of cells over. I'm going to pop it in G. I'm going to leave a cell at the top so I can pop the titles in, and I'm going to paste it. Control V, or right click and paste. And that's now got the male data next to the female data. So I can now go and copy my headings. So I'm going to go copy, not cut, just copy, Control C, Control V. And then I'm going to fix my column widths. Double click, double click. Now, if you need to go and replay this video, go and replay this video. If at any time you need to pause that along the way, then you need to pause along the way. Now, that's step 1, and that's what you're going to need to do with your data to start with. But what you're also going to need to do with your data is you're going to need to rank from smallest to largest, or ascending order, your reaction times and your concentration times, and then your reaction times and concentration times again for the females and the males. So let's go and do that now. So I'm going to go and highlight gender and just reaction time this time. And then I'm going to sort again. So I'm going to my data and sort tab. And this time I don't want to sort gender, I want to sort my reaction time. So where I have the sort by column, I'm going to click on reaction time, and I want to sort that in order from smallest to largest. And I have that there. The other option is biggest to smallest, but we're going to go smallest to largest and click OK. And now my reaction time is sorted smallest to largest. So we'll be able to do our medians and our quartiles from that. What I'm then going to do is I'm just going to highlight my concentration scores for the females. I don't need to highlight the females, and I probably didn't need to last time because they're all females. And I'm going to go data and sort again. And I don't want to expand my selection. I want to continue with my current selection. So it's going to do something different here. And I would like to sort my concentration score smallest to largest. Now, that's how we're going to use our data. Now, in the real world, that's probably not how we would do it because we've actually changed our data in a way that where it was before, the reaction time for that particular female matched its concentration score. So we could actually analyze that difference, but we're not going to do that here. We're just going to look at females in general so we can sort the way that we've sorted. Now, I want to do the same for males. Now, what we're going to do for this time for males, I'm not going to highlight the gender column. I'm just going to highlight the reaction column to start with, the reaction time. Highlight all of that. We're going to go to data, sort, and we're going to sort. We're not going to expand our selection. Let's just continue with the current selection and sort that reaction time from smallest to largest. And then we're going to do the same with concentration score. So by now you're probably getting quite good at this. Sort, continue with current selection. We're going to sort it, the concentration score from smallest to largest. Okay. Now your data is in a position where we now can analyze it. Now, I don't want you to change any of the cells of the data. Don't override any of the data. Okay, we need to use the data exactly as it is. And I suggest you save your spreadsheet and we'll go from there next. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're now going to find some statistics about this data. We want to find mean and mode and range and all those sorts of things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the mean or the average. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy over my reaction time and score, concentration score headings and just pop them probably just in there. Double click to make it a little bit wider, and what I'm going to do is, actually I'm not going to pop it in there, I take that back. I'm going to pop it one over because I'm going to use this column here to pop in my data. So I'm going to do my mean in here. So I'm just going to type the word mean and press enter. And that's going to be the mean for the reaction time and concentration score for females. I am then going to copy that over, go Control C, or right click and copy over to the males and pop that over there. Again, remembering if we can't see our headings, go up to the top, click, click with your mouse, click, click, and that will make it the right distance for the column. Now, just like in Word, you can go and make that bold. You can go into your home page and you might decide that, oh, I want to make that nice and bright and coloured. You can do all of that. You can center your words, so you can make them look nice as well. Now we know that the mean is the average. So in class for average, we added up all our scores and divided by how many. We could do that, but we have for our females 47 rows of data, and for our males we have 53. So there's too many to do with a calculator. So I'm going to show you a formula, and the formula is going to be in the cell here, and we're going to pop an equals in there. Now when I pop an equals in there, it also pops up here, so you can actually type your formula up the top or in your cell. Now the formula we're going to use in Excel is called average. So we're going to type average equals average, and then I'm going to pop a bracket in. And you can see that a little formula comes up underneath. We're going to average the reaction time. Remembering average and mean are the same thing. So I'm then going to click on my first cell there, and I'm going to use either my mouse to drag my cell there down, and it might take you a little bit, or you might go shift and arrow down. There's options. And I'm going to go all the way to my bottom cell there. So what you can see is I've got B2 to B48. That's the data range that my my reaction time for females are. And then I'm going to close that with a closed arrow. So it's saying average the scores in that section, and then I press enter. And what I end up with is my average for that data. it's done exactly the same as what we would do if we did that on a calculator. Now we can do the same for reaction score, concentration scores. So we can do it again. We can go equals average. Open our bracket, go and highlight our data. And it might take you a couple of goes to do this. Close your brackets and press enter, and we've got our next number for the average for concentration scores. Now, if you're very clever at Excel, I could have actually gotten that second number by getting my formula in this cell here, in my reaction time mean, and copying it and pasting it over there, and it would have done exactly the same number. Just checking, yeah, exactly the same number. So there's little shortcuts in Excel, and maybe I will teach you those. Maybe we just want to look at the basics for now. So we can go and do the average for the males now. So let's go equals average, highlight our cell. It's going to be a little bit further down this time. Close our brackets, press enter. And if you come up with something other than that, it just means you need to go back and fix it. If you did come up with something that says hash name and question mark, just go up to the top, click in where that is, and it actually looks at what it's referring to. And you can fix your formulas up in there. And you can press escape to get out. So that's, and I'm just going to copy that over, sorry, for concentration score. So that's our first bit of data that we're going to have a look at. I'm not going to pop our range in there. The range is the highest minus the smallest. We can go and get that data out of there ourselves by looking at the first cell and the last cell. Now I've found my first median for the females, but I need to highlight that on here, on our data, because I want you to understand what we're doing. So we have female data from row 2 to row 48. So we've basically got 47 cells of data. So we have an odd number of female data cells. So we looked at this last lesson, and I'll see if I can jump back into the OneNote. Here were our notes, and it said if we had an odd number, we'd go and find the center number, and we'd have the same number of cells on either side, and the median would be a single number. So let's have a look back at our data. So if we've got 47 cells of data and we're going to have one number that's the middle, we're going to take one off 47 and get to 46. We're going to have 23 on each side. But I've started at column number 2, so I'm going to go up to 24. Oops. So I've highlighted the cell that it's related to. So we should have 23 sets of data each side. So you can go and check that out and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we've got 23 that side. We should have 23 the other side. So that's the cell that it's relating to. The same will happen for our median for the concentration score. So let's type in median again. Let's go and highlight our data for the concentration scores. Let's close our bracket. And there we should have our median is 41. And that's going to match the data that we picked up before. So there's our median. So the reason we're highlighting it is we're going to find our interquartile range of both sections, and the way that Excel does it, it does it right with one set of data. I can't think of it's odd or even, but it does it wrong with the other way. So I'm going to show you another way how to do it. Or does it wrong based on the way we learn it at school. Not that Excel is wrong, it's just that we do it slightly different. So I'm going to go and get the medians for the males. Equal median, bracket, go and highlight our data set all the way to the bottom. Close our bracket, press enter. There's my median for the males. I'm going to copy that formula and paste it to the right. Okay, now we can see our male data starts at row 2 and it ends at row 54. So we have got an odd number of cells of male data. So we have got 53 cells of male data. So we need to find the median and highlight it in here for us to see. So if there's, what we say there was 53 cells of male data. So I've got 53 cells. I'm going to take 1 off, that's going to be our middle score because it's odd data, is 52 cells, and we're going to halve that, which is, what's that going to be? 25, 26. Okay, so now we've got our data that sits in the middle, and we want to find our quartiles. So we want to find our quartile 1. Our quartile 2 is our median. So we might write that up in a second. I want to find quartile 3 as well. I'm just going to change the formatting so it's the same as the other ones up above. Okay, so Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, so I'm going to say that my Q2, which is our median, I'm going to go equals my number that I've got there. Equals my number that I've got there. Because that's what our, oh, sorry, got it in the wrong cell there. Put it up there. Equals that one there. Okay, so there, my Q2s, we already found them because that's our median. So we can go and copy these to the males, just to keep it neat. And our Q2 is our median, so I'm going to go equals my median cell, enter. Equals our median cell, enter. So I've got my medians. Now to find Q1 and Q3, we need to find the median of the data sets that are remaining above and below the yellow flag part down here. So Q1 is going to be the median of this data, and Q3 is going to be the median of the second part of the data. Because we had an odd set of data, this yellow median here doesn't get included in either of those sets. So I don't have a formula for you to do that because the one in Excel doesn't work the way we want it to work. So you're going to have to work out how many numbers are in here and work out which one is the center, and then you're going to go and highlight that as well.